Welcome back, everybody. This is Ross Turner. I am the founder of Vibrant Agency and the author of the book, The Funnel, 10 Secrets of Extraordinary Church Growth. We are at the last video of this teaching series that goes over all 10 secrets of extraordinary church growth. And if you haven't watched the other videos, go back and watch them because you are missing some great information. This is a book that we wrote in 2020, was released in 2021, that goes over the ways to use marketing, branding, and a bunch of different advertising strategies to reach more people that maybe aren't ready in today's day and age to show up physically on your campus, but you can reach them more for your ministry. If you don't know me, our company called Vibrant Agency is a communications and creative arts management, like a marketing agency for churches. And so if you're looking to hire a communications director, that's what we do. We basically become a staff member and handle all the social media, graphics, ads, all that. This is secret number 10. It's called the bonus nuggets. It's just a bunch of individual tips that I'm going to give you how you can use these platforms to reach more people. We're going to talk about online reviews. We're going to talk about print mail. We're going to talk about negative reviews. We're going to talk about big Sundays. We're going to talk about SEO and sermon series and some of the heart behind it. So let's jump in. The book starts with secret number 10, the bonus nuggets, talking about online reviews. Right now, the best place for online reviews is Google, Facebook, and Yelp. At the beginning of my career, I focused mostly on Google and Facebook reviews. Lately, you see less and less Facebook reviews, but you still are very heavily seeing Google reviews. However, I had a very interesting thing happen. We were working with a church right before the writing of this book, and they the church was in San Francisco, California, and in that city, they have a pretty heavy user base for Yelp. And the pastor told me about it, and then so I pulled up the data, and to my surprise, more than Google or Facebook combined, the church had in Yelp review links and clicks. The traffic to their website from Yelp was bigger than Facebook or Google combined. It was significantly their biggest driver of traffic to their website. It shocked me. I never really correlated having Yelp be a factor for a church. I understand Yelp for restaurants. I understand, Yelp for a lot of things, but it really surprised me. Here's what the book says. Although this was surprising to us, it totally makes sense. We live in a review-driven culture. Before I personally buy something online, I usually read the reviews. It is just part of how we make online decisions. Even though choosing a church is not a purchase, it is still a decision. Your church should make a big deal about getting more reviews, hopefully good ones. It may seem weird to ask for reviews, but they can be a deciding factor in someone's decision-making process. So, understand that reviews are important. People look at reviews and it's just assurance. Sometimes they plan on going further with your church, but seeing a lot of reviews, hopefully positive ones, helps reinforce that decision. And there have been times that I personally was about to take action with a company and saw a couple of reviews that were concerning enough to me that it did give me pause. And I don't think that it's a lie to say that there are companies that I didn't purchase from just because of some reviews. So knowing that, number one, if you don't have a Yelp page set up for your church, set one up. Make it look good, make it look professional, make the information accurate. Then, how do we get reviews? You need to ask for the reviews. So what you have to do, a tip that I suggest for people, is you want to have a QR code as one of the looping screen announcements beforehand that says, leave us a review, ask them for a review. And this QR code can go to a landing page on your website that's got the Facebook, the Google, and the Yelp link, so they can click on any one of them, or you can have separate QR codes if you want. But try to organically generate those reviews, and people will see them and really be, reinforced in the good decision. So here's something that's concerning for people. I hear it a lot. Ross, we have some crazy people that used to come to our church, and they're going to say some bad things about us online. And that's why I just want to turn off all reviews, because I don't want them saying, nasty things about us. And sometimes if you have somebody who's truly got, some reason to be, they're just not all there and they're making fake accounts. I've had a church that we worked with that somebody was continuously making fake accounts. We had to talk to Google and just remove all of those accounts. Sometimes you just have to turn off reviews. It is what it is, but those are one-offs. In reality, you will get some negative reviews. You will get some reviews that are lies, that say slanderous things, and you can report them to Google. You can report them to Yelp. Most of the time, they're not going anywhere. So we overcome evil with good. What you want to do is you want to ask for reviews, and you want to overwhelm the system with positive reviews so that the negative reviews don't stick out so much. I know for myself, it's almost reassuring when I'm looking at a restaurant. If I see 100% or 5 out of 5 star reviews, sometimes I don't trust it very much. Is this genuine? You don't have 5 out of 5 stars for every time. Sometimes it's good to see like a 1-star review with a crazy person. You know that this whole thing is organic and real, okay? So what it says in the book is it is better to have a 3.5 out of 5 star rating with tons of reviews than it is to have a 5 out of 5 rating with only 3 or 4 reviews. And so volume is king when it comes to reviews. Set up your reviews, Yelp, all of that. Ask for reviews, and you will start to reinforce people's positive, reinforce them positively. So here's what it says in the book. The way to up your review game is pretty simple. You just have to ask. In the secular world, they teach entire classes to marketers about following up and asking for reviews. When someone is asked, they are way more likely to leave a review. Find ways to ask your people for a review. Use an occasional Facebook post or put it in your bulletin. It is much more about the number of reviews than the actual content of each one. So I hope that helps. Reviews are an important part of your online authority, your online trustworthiness. The next thing, let's talk about print mail. I know so much love gets said to digital marketing, SEO, and social and ads. Is print mail still a valuable part of a marketing funnel? The answer is yes. This is what it says in the book. Church leaders ask me every week what my advice is about print mail. It's a tricky one to answer. Print mail is a big pill to swallow because it is so darn expensive. With digital ads, you can expect to pay around 3 cents per impression. With print mail, you will spend 40 cents or greater per piece. So that's really a big pill when you are, a big bill when you start doing 30,000 piece mailer campaigns. Ouch. Expect a big print mail campaign to cost anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000, depending on your volume. Those are crazy figures. I get it. I mean, that is an expensive bill. However, I have found if a mailer is around a specific event, such as a big Sunday, which we'll talk about in a minute, or a sermon series kickoff, or some sort of big event on a calendar, mail gets a little bit more respect than digital ads, even if it's a commercial. When you get a physical thing in the mailer, if it's done right, it can get kept, it can get noticed, it can get discussed, it can be left on the counter. Many secular industries, real estate in particular, will send out mailers and see a positive return on investment in the marketing space for their industry. So that is something for us to consider. It is still something that's successful when it is done right. I believe you should invest in full color, high gloss, well done mailer pieces, and I would rather see you do a smaller batch of high quality mail physical pieces than a larger batch of something that is less high quality. So one of the things that I highly recommend, anytime I'm doing a mailer for any of the churches we work with, almost always, I recommend the service called Every Door Direct Mail, EDDM. So what this is most of the time you can look up, there's a plethora of different mailer services where you can upload a postcard and your address list, and they will mail it out to you. They'll put a stamp on it, and they will give you a price, and they will mail it out, which is fine, but the cost is a little bit higher because you're paying the bulk rate, but you're paying for a postage stamp each time. The other side of it is there's a service put on directly by USPS called EDDM, Every Door Direct Mail, and here's how it works. You go on their website, you make an account, and they give you some sizing options of how you need to go and have your postcards made. And your postcards no longer have to have a blank spot for the address, because with this service, there is no address put on the card. The post office route puts the postcard in every mailbox on whatever postal routes you select. So you log in, you select the neighborhood that you're interested in, and you click on the postal routes of areas that you want to send a mailer to, and the postman puts in that postcard in everyone's mailbox, no address needed. So you have more real estate on the card to fill with your design, and it's a big shiny postcard, and it's usually sometimes it's half the cost of a address style mailer. Takes a few more steps and work. There's plenty of companies that offer EDDM style mailer in addition to standard print mail. I always like to go with that one. I can fill the card with all the photos and the images I want, and you just have to follow their style. So I recommend you can find more details just by looking it up, EDDM mailer. The next one I want to talk about is utilizing big Sundays. Big Sundays are what we call something that's out of the norm on a Sunday morning at church. Sometimes it's Easter, sometimes it's huge like Christmas, whatever. Sometimes it's smaller, like the launch of a new series or some fun new series that you're doing, or maybe it's the Harvest Festival or, back to school kickoff. Whatever is a big Sunday for you, utilize that special out of the norm Sunday as a reason for somebody to come to your church for the first time. And usually I like to use a mailer in conjunction with a big Sunday. This is what the book says. Your marketing will be way more effective when you use big Sundays as the draw. A big Sunday is a service when something special happens, something outside of the usual weekend service at your church. This might be as simple as the launch of a new teaching series and you make a big deal about it. Or it can be an event like your church's annual birthday celebration. Something that gives a person a little bit of FOMO, fear of missing out. So use a big Sunday intentionally. I like to recommend to our churches that we have intentionally one big Sunday per quarter. One special big thing that we make a big deal about. We might do a mailer, we might do some Facebook ads, we might just do a bunch of content on social, but one special big Sunday per quarter gives people that extra nudge, like, hey, looks like this is a good time to go check out the church. They have this going on. Or, honey, did you hear that they're doing this Harvest Festival thing? Let's find some reason to give people an extra nudge to come using big Sundays. The next one is using your message series as marketing content pillars. So if you are the kind of church that teaches through teaching series, sermon series, I recommend that you start viewing this not just as a topic of teachings, but in addition to that, as a marketing content pillar. What is a content pillar? That's a term they use in marketing where you're talking about something intentionally and all of your content is based around this one main idea, one main. So when you use, let's say that you're doing a teaching series on marriage or relationships, Well, what I would recommend is a lot of the content that you're posting on Instagram during the life of that series, you really theme everything together. Do sermon series bigger than just a collection of topical teachings. Do a hat or a t-shirt about this series. Do special videos and promo. Do some ads about the launch of the series. But then in addition to that, I recommend doing follow-up blogs, maybe one long blog post about your teaching series that summarizes the key points that were taught. Hey, here's the 5 ways from Life Church about how to improve your relationship the Jesus way. And then you list them out and you add some of the YouTube videos about that series. Why do I recommend this follow-up blog? Your series will be over when it's over, but that blog can live for as long as you want it to live on Google. So sometimes somebody will need some relationship advice and be Googling something, and it's 4 years later after the series already completed, but they will find that organically as a Google search result and be able to go and see all of the tips that you taught in this series and easily view all of the videos. And the SEO power, the staying power on Google is something that's powerful if you will take the work to take your sermon series and make it a blog with the videos in there that summarizes the tips and the teachings from that series. Make sermon series something that is exciting. One of the ways that you can know if you're making a big enough deal about sermon series is if people are aware of the launch of a new series organically in your church. If somebody's like, coming to church and you just mentioned, hey, we're doing a new teaching series on the book of Daniel, and they're like, oh, it's the first time I'm hearing about that. Well, that creates this lack of excitement about teaching and about your sermon series. You want people to be like, oh yeah, we're starting that new relationship thing. This should be interesting. Like, they've heard about it. It's something that they're like, this is a major change. Like something about the aesthetics of the building change. You do it real right. There was a church I was a part of in Colorado that every time that they would do a new series, they had major size banners on the side of the church, and they would change them out for every series so that as you're driving down the road, you actually saw a new banner about this series. There should be some thematic changes that people anticipate about your series. So I want to just end this last teaching by just reminding you, I did not go constantly and giving disclaimers, even though I could have, but I did not constantly give disclaimers in this book or in this training set of videos about the heart behind marketing, but I'm going to do that real quick. Here's what the book says. Here's the big marketing disclaimer with this series. God could grow your church without any marketing at all, obviously. On the other side of things, you could do all of the funnels and marketing campaigns from this book and still not have a growing church if God isn't in it. In reality, God does not need every church to be huge. That is not the point. The reason for all of this work and effort is because we want to be faith. That's why I wrote this book. That's why I recorded the videos in this teaching series. Is it because all the churches should be mega churches? Is it because, a church needs to operate like a business so that you can grow? No, the heart is just, we want to be faithful. We live in a day and age where the way we communicate is different. We're communicating with videos and SEO and TikTok and Instagram, and it's different. And some people that go into ministry, they don't have that skill set. So people like me that have ministry as their background, ministry as their heart, but their skill set is digital marketing, I want to just train you on how to do it. Train you on the importance and the perspective to see it the way where it's not weird. We want to be faithful. We want to reach people. You don't want to just focus on numbers, on are we growing? What you want to focus on is progress. Are we making progress? Are we getting better each time? Are we reaching more people? Are we continuously on the cutting edge, doing more and more and more to reach the people? I truly hope that you guys have benefited from this series. If you want to reach out, have a one-on-one consultation, connect with me. My contact information is in the YouTube description. I hope that you guys are blessed by this book. You can go to our website, vibrantagency.com. You can download the whole book if you want to read it word for word, or the audiobook. God bless you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you reach more people, and together let's go be the best fishers of men that we can be. See you next time.